Hello everybody, welcome to the weekly bump. Thank you guys so much for being here. Apologies for this being a day late. I literally did not even realize yesterday was Monday. I had no idea what even happened. Just the day came and it left and all of a sudden it was Tuesday. But anyway, here we are nonetheless. We've got 3 piles in front of us. Pile 1 using all aura quartz. We have a green aura quartz, a pink and a blue. So the way this works, if you're new, you just pick a pile, okay? So if you're feeling intuitively drawn toward a color or a crystal, please pick that one. But a lot of people don't feel that type of connection, and that's perfectly okay as well. Just randomly pick one. I always say there's an element of destiny involved. If you want to take a minute, pause the video, you're welcome to do that as well. Timestamps for each pile will be in the description box down below. All right? Thank you so much. See you in just a sec. Okay, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like here. 3 of Swords, Ace of Coins, okay. Well, let's see here. I don't see you getting too worked up about stuff. I don't see you getting too frustrated if something didn't work out. It's almost as though here's a loss and a gain kind of in the very first 2 cards. Here's something leaving, here's something coming, and here you are perfectly comfortable with whatever is really meant to be. Being entirely, satiated by the letting go and the receiving all at the same time. And not trying to make anything be anything other than exactly what it is. I feel like there's, even over here, right? We've got the 5 of Coins. It's kind of interesting. We have sort of the, more difficult energies on the outside, but then just on the inside of them, we have the more positive, the gains, the celebrations, the incoming, the happiness, the joy. It's kind of like the perfect balance between the two. And I think that that's actually where your happiness is found, is with the balance of the two, not necessarily with only this. Right? Here we have this. Being fulfilled with exactly what is meant, whatever has happened, not necessarily what's meant to be, quote unquote, but being satiated with what has happened, period. And not feeling like you need to fix anything or you need to try to control anything. I sense that whatever is going on, whether it's been a financial loss, a romantic loss, a loss of a career or a job, that there just seems to be like, I don't even know that I would call it faith at this point. I think it's more of an understanding of how the loss and the gains work, an understanding of how the scales of justice are constantly balancing, which is why this doesn't stress you out. I really don't see you racking your brain. I don't see you I don't see those wheels spinning really hard. It's just kind of a very relaxed energy with the things that you can just enjoy now. You can enjoy your family, you can enjoy your home, you can enjoy your favorite TV show. We're coming into a holiday season now, and it really is about the important things. And I also think you're thinking about your future a lot, but not in a how can I control this way or what steps do I need to take kind of way, but more so of how can I just be of more service in this world now? How can I make an impact? So there seems to be more of a mission alignment going on. Now, the thing with that is, let's not get this twisted, okay? A lot of people think that the mission has to be something that you do, right? Usually we align it with our careers. It's not what we're trying to go for here. I think we're trying to go for more of your mission in terms of you being what you need to be. Okay, so usually that is some type of a quality, whether you are more nurturing and caring, whether you are an ambitious person or, you're a good listener, or you are someone that, can provide deep insights or good advice, someone that has, a researching mind or a curious mind. Like, these things are the mission. And how you apply them really doesn't matter. So I do see you getting in a more, like, you're touching base with that part of yourself a lot more, which is actually making you a lot more relaxed, kind of going hand in hand. Because the more and more aligned you are, the more understanding that this is going to come in, which means that these are the actually, it's kind of working its way just in life, right? Working its way from the inside out, this reading, coming from this place and saying, okay, well, I'm going to align here. I'm going to really nurture and harness this aspect of myself. And when you do that, the good things are inevitably going to come in. The money, the clients, the lifestyle, whatever it is. These are the results of what happens when you are in this alignment. And the losses are symptomatic of what happens when you don't need things anymore. That's why you're not surprised by that. I was doing it the wrong way. We got to do it from the inside out. Got to do it from the inside out. So the focus really is here. And then, of course, you guys picked the green. So, of course, we have our heart chakra activation. So, of course, it's coming from the heart. It's coming from that space. And, we have that, like, kind of that general warrior, king of swords kind of energy here. He's someone who does have this duty. And it's your duty to humanity to, like, be a good listener, to be someone who nurtures and cares, to be a creator of some kind, to be, an advisor, to be a researcher, to be an inventor, an artist. Like, that is your mission. So next couple of weeks, you're probably going to, oh my gosh, stop it. Holy cow, the lion spirit. And here we are talking about, like, creativity and, expression and following the heart. And then we have the lion, which is the heart space. And of course, we have the green behind him as well. How beautiful is that? So yeah, like, this is the lion heart. A lion that makes absolutely no apologies for who and what it is, So there's bravery. There's a lot of bravery and alignment, I'll tell you what, because the world doesn't want you, the world is changing so fast, but the world doesn't care, You have to be the one that cares enough. You have to be the one that says, yes, this is really what I'm going to focus on. And again, you don't have to change your whole career. You don't have to change your whole life path. You don't have to completely shake up everything about your life. This is about internal revolution. It's inside. Now, I just got to point out, in Vedic astrology, we have Uranus actually in Aries. I know in tropical astrology, it's in Taurus right now, but in sidereal, it's in Aries. And we have to remember, like, the both sides of the spectrum here, because on one hand, the Taurus element can be, external and possession-oriented, money-oriented. There can be a lot of things with self-worth and stuff that comes up. But in Aries, there is a revolution of self. There is a revolution of, your very being, your very existence, your very incarnation here. So, I do sense a revolutionary quality coming out. This is an energy of Aquarius. So, of course, we have to bring in Uranus with that. Okay. Ooh, it's time to take action. I love the fiery energy here. It is time to take action. It's time to put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. Okay? I know that you know what you're good at. I know that you know that you have certain personality traits that are of value to this world. And it's up to you, though, to apply them and nurture them and to make sure that they come into the forefront of your mind. So if there are adjustments that are needing to be made, I see you making them. You are good enough. Sometimes we really need that reminder, right? You're good enough. It's okay. You can make it work. You can make the money work. You can make the lifestyle work. Like, it's okay. If you want to be an artist, you can make it work. Have faith in yourself that you can. Like if you can look out into the world and see other people making it work, that means it's possible, okay? And I don't know, it's not about comparing yourself to other people, more so as it is of just like, well, other people are doing it, why can't I? You know, like we're all the same. It's just a matter of courage. Whoever has the most courage wins. Whoever has the ability to step out of the box is going to be the one that's out of the box. Okay, so you have to like love yourself enough and have enough self-respect to know that you are good enough and that it can work and that you will redefine existence for yourself. What can I do to make a difference? First of all, focusing on the self, that's a good place to start. What can you do to make a difference? This is something that I tell people almost, I feel like I'm actually saying it like every day now. I might as well just tell everybody, you know, like if you can wake up in the morning and have this attitude of how can I be of service today? Right? That's the first thing you say when you wake up. How can I be of service today? How can I contribute? How can I make a difference? The universe will be like, here's a way. Here's how you can do that. It will show you. That's a guarantee. It will show you. So you have to open the door though. This is going to be a slow progression. It's not fast. Okay? Emotional withdrawal. Sometimes when we change, we do want to pull back. What I'm actually hearing is like working up the nerve, right? Working up the nerve to take action, working up a nerve to take the first step, working up the nerve to even articulate what you have inside of you. That's what I'm feeling. You're working up the nerve. In 2021, in Western astrology, all the Aquarian focus, absolutely going to give you that opportunity to like live in to the revolution that you would like to create for yourself. Oh my gosh, the sun energy with the lion, please forget it. With the rainbow even, which requires the sun, like forget it. Your inner lion, your inner voice, your inner spirit, it's bursting. It's bursting. It's like, let me out, let me out, let me out. And oh my gosh, you guys, I just saw this waving the deck around Gemini. I don't think we talk about this enough, like the importance of the Gemini archetype in all of our lives. Okay, this is like third house type of stuff. Gemini is the life force energy, right? We always say it's communication, it's talking, it's social media, it's news and media, and some people throw art in there. Yes, absolutely art, all creativity, also sports, also competition, also all like entertainment, all these wonderful things, similar to Leo. But this is like where the ideas come, or the ideas are born. Okay. Third house, right? If we have first house, okay, it's kind of the initiating moment where our spirit joins our body, right? It's very body oriented. It's like the birth itself. And then we have the second house, which is our very, very, very youthful, dependent energy. So like an infant child. But then we have the toddler ages, like the toddler energy, which is Gemini, very youthful, but also like this is when a child starts to walk. It's when a child becomes independent. It's when it starts to break a little bit free, not entirely, but to break free a little bit from the mother or from the parents. And like, this is why we call this like the life force energy of the Zodiac, because it's when you really become yourself. And I'm not talking about the Gemini personality. I'm talking about the archetype, the meaning, what encapsulates, what Gemini encapsulates, okay? So when we have the sun and Gemini, first of all, these are really, really compatible archetypes. This inner voice, this inner self is just dying to break free. And I think it's coming to that breaking point because this cannot be contained. Like the moment you bring awareness to it, the moment you know it, it's just going to grow and grow and grow. I'm almost kind of like seeing these cups just kind of like expanding, like kind of, you know how they say that the universe, like if you took a balloon and stuck a whole bunch of pennies on it and then you blew up the balloon and the universe would go like this and the pennies would get further and further apart. It's kind of what I'm seeing. It's kind of like that expansive blowing up, blowing up, blowing up with that 10 of cups. So it's where you're at. So, and then we have, exchanging gifts. Also a beautiful card to get when we're talking about what you have to give. We all know you have a lot of things to give. Please know that when you give, you will also get. It is an inevitability. That is how the universe works. When you are living in your gift and offering your gift, making a difference with your gift, there will be a lot to receive as well. Final card, we have birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And I love with the time to take action, because birthing is like a very action-oriented energy. You are giving birth to new ideas of who you think you can be. I think overall you have a very positive mindset. Overall, you are feeling ready, you know? You're feeling ready. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with that. I wish you guys nothing but the best this week. I hope you have an amazing time. And we'll see you guys on Monday. I won't lose track of the calendar this time. On Monday next week. Take care. All right, pile number 2. You guys selected the pink aura quartz. Let's go ahead and see what comes through for you guys. Swords, Judgment. Okay. A lot of noise coming through for you this week. With these 2 knights coming at you. I feel like it's like lots coming at you right now. A lot of people might need you for things. Might be getting a little feisty even. Maybe angry. Hopefully not, but maybe a little bit angry. For some reason, I feel like you're the peacemaker this week. Like you're the one that's kind of appeasing everyone, balancing everything out, trying to make sure that everyone's taken care of, trying to, you know, make sure things are organized from career stuff to work stuff to, you know, financial stuff to holiday stuff and family stuff. And it's just, I think there's just a lot that you're trying to package together and, you know, take care of a lot of really different personalities here. And I think people are demanding a lot of you right now. There might be a part of you that's just kind of feeling a little like, I don't know, I think you're doing a really good job, but I think there's a part of you that really doesn't want to be doing that. There's a part of you that doesn't want to be the one that everyone depends on or the one that everyone looks to all the time to pick up the loose ends or, you know, to do the things that they could also be doing. I feel like a lot of projection, especially from the Knight of Swords, but I feel a lot of projection, like people projecting onto you. This could be anything from just friends to coworkers. Maybe there's even a little bit of a bigger scale going on. Maybe you're noticing a little bit more on a national scale as well. It's just a lot coming at you. Please like turn off the TVs and click off social media once in a while, because I'm getting a real bully from that Knight of Swords. Like someone's trying to hammer something into you, some kind of a message. And I don't think it's for you. I don't think it's the right message for you. It's not the right truth. It's not the right perspective. And I actually kind of see you running away from it. I definitely see you not being fooled. That's for sure. I don't see you being fooled. I don't see you being like, like the wool's not being pulled over your eyes. Like you totally get this person's intentions. You know, like the agenda is very clear. It's all very transparent. I'm not saying y'all are going to like be getting in fights or anything this week. It's just, you just might notice something coming in at you a lot from any source at all. But see, when we have the Judgment and the Magician, I simply see you rising above. You're still doing your part. I'm not seeing you leaving or getting all huffy and being like, screw you guys, blah. You know, I don't see that. It's just, it's just something that you accept, you see, you understand, and you just let be while continuing to, you know, make sure that you are doing what you know you can do. A lot of personal responsibility coming through here for you, not so much for other people. Some people are not looking within themselves. And I think you just see right through it. He's like, okay, well, that's how you're going to be. If that's what you're going to say, if that's how you're going to handle it, then that's fine. You can do what you want. I'm not going to try to change that or fix that. You do you, buddy, you know? And I think while this stuff is kind of going on, I think there's something secret happening in your life. Something secret that you're not sharing with people. There are things that you are doing behind the scenes, changes that you're making, things that you are creating, things that feel right for you, ideas that are brewing, new businesses that are starting. And this is maybe one of the reasons why you're just like totally unfazed by this noise, because you're like, you know, I just got better stuff to do. Of course, they don't see it. They don't care. They don't know. But it's happening. Judgment is the clarity of mind. Like, you are stepping up. You are showing up in your own life. And I think that's all you need to know. And I also don't see you being someone who's trying to justify your life to anybody. You're not trying to defend your actions. You're not trying to defend your choices. It's just like, no, buddy, stay out of my business. I got good stuff going on. I'm not going to play this game, you know? Why do I feel like you have something going on in secret? Why do I feel that? It's like these energies feel like they're playing a game with you, and you're just letting them play, and they're just playing by themselves because you're like so totally on like a completely different plane of consciousness right now, a totally different plane of priorities. I don't see you getting mad. I don't see you kicking anyone out. I don't see any kind of aggression or drama toward anybody else whatsoever. It's like you really just let them be. Like you acknowledge fully that this is their path, that these are their choices, and there's really nothing you can do about that. And so you just let it go. You're not even going to, of course you're not going to try, because that's futile. So when we focus here on the Magician energy, I'm feeling kind of a surge, kind of an electrical energy, especially because we have a very Uranian quality here with Judgment. There's something electrical happening inside of you. Something has been jolted. And all of a sudden, I think things are becoming clear. While you're doing all the things and evening and balancing everything out, you are also, it's like you're maintaining the status quo as kind of like even a facade to kind of assure everyone that everything is the same before you surprise everyone later. I don't know, like I think there's a surprise imminent. There are really, really, really cool things coming down the line, cool plans that you have, cool projects that you have that you're not going to tell anybody about until it's already done. You're not going to tell anybody what you're doing until it's already been done. So these people are kind of in the dark, But I also think you kind of need them to be in the dark too, because if you were to shed light, they might become somewhat problematic. They'd want to be a part of it. They'd want to take from it. They'd want to, you know, I don't know, like, I'm just not getting the best vibes from those knights right now. They're usually positive cards, especially the Knight of Wands, but I just feel like it's so much. It's just a lot of projection and kind of like attacking you with a fire hose of energy, just, you know, and because of that, because of their lack of control over that fire hose energy, that's why you're protecting kind of your brilliance here behind the sort of cloak energy, the cloak of like, no, everything's good, everything's normal, I'm taking care of everything, everything is absolutely 100% exactly the way you expect it to be, don't worry, right? It's kind of like you need them to think that so as to not disrupt the creative energy that is happening like more than has ever happened, you know? Kind of an interesting thing. And I think you are going to be very quiet about stuff, probably up through January. Yeah. A wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. You know, this card has been coming out a lot in my private readings too. And I don't know why we need to hear this. I don't know why it keeps resurfacing. It's just like sometimes you can't share. Sometimes you do need to be quiet. Sometimes you do need to do it behind the scenes. Sometimes, you know, people are going to try to attack or try to do something or say something or try to pull you down or whatever, you know? And I think actually more than anything, the sting, like you're the one who's going to sting someone else because of all of a sudden you're going to unveil this idea or this venture. You're going to unveil this progress that you've made. And they're going to be like, oh, damn, like I didn't even know that was going on back there. I didn't even know you were thinking that. I didn't even know, you know? So maybe the sting is actually more for other people. People who think they know all the truth, who think they know what's going on. Communication is key. Yeah, but only if they're going to listen. Right? Only if they're going to listen. I don't know that these guys are going to really listen very well. I don't think their ears are super open. So if they're willing to listen, great, talk. But if not, don't. You know, you're going to have to know when it's worth protecting an idea versus when to share. Not liking the sharing energy, just not liking it because they don't share. Not because you can't, because clearly you do. 6 of Coins. Clearly you do. Clearly you can. Clearly you are. But they can't. So you need to know not only your limitations, but the limitations of others as well. And I think you're at a point of consciousness now where you see if someone is conscious enough or awake enough. Be bold and make the first move. And I think that's what the Judgment and the Magician are really all about, is this sort of quiet bravery, behind the curtain action, things that are happening. I do think a lot of things are happening for you. There's a lot of shakeup in the normal life, just not visible to other people. And I think it has been something you've been afraid to do, which is maybe why you've been keeping it quiet, because you're like, you might still be grappling a little bit with your own insecurities and fears of whether or not it's even going to work. So maybe you don't want to share it with anybody because let's see if I can do it first, you know? First of all, you can, especially when the Magician is present, you can do it and you will do it. Okay, what passion am I ready to pursue? Well, I think you either have already established that or you are about to. You are going to be establishing the pursuit. And I think the initiation of that pursuit, right, that's the quiet part, the initiation. Stand your ground. Love that. I don't see you being budged. These efforts, this fire hose effort, it's trying to put out a fire that is just too big. Passion, it's just too big of a passion. It's too big of a fire. And I love how we have the magician with like one hand up here with his like, you know, wand, his scroll actually. And then we have this guy up here with his wand, like kind of holding it up to, I don't know what that is, the sun, I guess. But like, there's a kind of a power pose there. Almost like that rod or the scroll is going to get hit by that lightning, and you are going to channel it down through earth and bring it into a reality, which is what earth is really all about. Bringing it into form. So there's a magical process. There's an alchemical process going on. Please do not disrupt it. That's why these people are not invited. Not invited. And don't feel guilty about it. Okay, please don't. Because if they were invited, they'd ruin the whole party. All right, these are like the people that get too drunk to the point where it's obnoxious, okay? All right, Jupiter. Expansion, good fortune, blessings, wisdom, knowledge, adventure, higher consciousness. It's big what's happening. It's big but quiet. Don't underestimate the stirrings. Don't underestimate what's brewing. It's big, it's meaningful, it's going to be impactful. Oh, and then what did I say? Earth, bringing it down to earth. That's what he's pointing down to the ground for, right? And we have these beautiful flowers in the garden, which do indicate the fruits of the labor, the fruits of the magic. And earth is like, yeah, I am abundant. I can offer you all the things. I can offer you the success and the money and the growth and the channel that you can express your creativity, you can express your passion. The thing I love about the qualities that are coming through is how calm you seem, how grounded you feel. I'm almost like getting a strong poker face kind of energy. Super strong poker game, you guys. People don't even know. They don't even know what's about to come. They don't even know what's about to happen. They don't even know. And you just like straight face. So there you are, right? Unfinished symphony. I love that. Yeah. It's like, you know, a magician, a musician, not a magician, a musician or a composer who's like in his little office. I'm kind of envisioning that like scene in Mozart where he has the, you know, did you guys ever see that movie Amadeus? Not in Mozart, in Amadeus, where he's got that pool table and he like throws the pool table or the pool ball around and just like does the notes. You know, it's kind of like the mundane work is needing to be done. The symphony's done in his head, but the rest is just scribbling and scribbling. Maybe none of you have seen that movie. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid, but there is something unfinished, like you're trying to get things down on paper now. You've had the ignition, you've had the initial spark of the creativity, you have the passion, you have the readiness, and now it's just about writing it down on paper. It's about getting it into the reality. So you lock yourself in, you sit at that pool table, and you do the mundane work. And I think there is mundane work, which is why your poker face is actually probably so good. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Yeah, I think so. I think you have been. There's a reason why you're feeling called to make these changes. There was a reason why you don't feel stressed about it. There's a reason why you don't feel like you're sitting around and questioning everything. I don't think you're questioning anything. I think it's all very just like, okay, yep, this is what it is. It is what it is. So, yeah, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week, you guys. I'm going to leave you with that. You guys know I love you. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. Have an amazing time, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, pile number 3. You guys selected the blue aura quartz. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see what comes through. We've got 8 of Swords, Star, This star seems to be really stifled. We've got the Eight of Swords on one side, we've got the Devil on the other, and he's just trying to breathe. He's just trying to get you to see. He's just trying to get you to believe in yourself and believe in possibilities, believe in potential options. But there does seem to be something just really, really, really heavy, like right in front of you. It's the fear of the unknown, a fear of what might happen, or a fear of what someone else might do, a fear that if you take the chance, you'll fail, or it will, be a bad decision, or it could end up hurting you even more. I'm feeling stagnation. I'm also wondering if you're not, if you were being totally honest with yourself, like 100% honest, are you blowing it up out of proportion? Are you projecting that the concerns are a lot bigger than they actually are? As an excuse, maybe. The only reason why I'm saying it like that, and it probably won't apply to all of you, I might just only be calling out a few of you, is because these swords are often our own concoctions, right? They are our own illusions, our own projections that just surface from, our traumas and our fears and all the things that we were taught of the way that life is supposed to go or supposed to be or whatever. We just kind of box ourselves in. But none of that stuff is real. And when I see this kind of big devil here, I do have to wonder, is it even real? Like if you actually stopped, even if you were to say, I don't believe in myself, or I don't feel like I'm ready, or I don't feel like I'm good enough, or whatever. I think if you really stopped and thought about that for like 1 second, you'd call yourself out on your own BS. You don't really believe it. You don't really think that. No one else thinks that. So why choosing to use that as a reason why to stay put? You don't want to be stuck like this, and yet certain choices are being made to keep you stuck like this. I think this devil is, for some reason I'm feeling like it's old. It's an old devil. It's an old thing that's kind of creeping up, and you're like, wait a second, why this? Why this now? Why is this the thing that's coming up for me? This is silly. This is dumb. This is, pointless in a lot of ways. I think that's the star talking. It's like, it's pointless. Like, why shield yourself? Why choose to stay behind the veil? Why choose to stay tethered, right? Because the thing with this card, right, with the image on this card, that when you're learning tarot, they always say, like, this is kind of an Adam and Eve type of character, a divine masculine and a divine feminine with chain around their neck. But the chain is loose and their hands are free, which means you could easily just reach up, take the chain off, and walk away. Right? And so like the question is why do we choose to stay tethered? Why do we choose to stay blindfolded here? The star wants to start connecting dots. It wants to start, liberating. And so does the world as well. But see, what I actually really like about this reading is that I think there's an absolute acceptance of this shadow side. I don't think you're fooling yourself. I don't even think you're trying to fool yourself, It's just maybe you got a little bit caught or a little bit trapped or something. But, you know, like if you were to just sit down for a couple of minutes and meditate on it and think about it, you'd be like, you know what? That's a bold-faced lie. I'm just telling myself a flat-out lie, and I know it, and I don't want to do it anymore, you know, because it's probably a limiting belief, you know, that came from, you know, whatever, money issues from when you were a kid, or a narcissistic relationship that you're still recovering from, you know, whatever it was. But you know it's not for you anymore. You know that that's not the right mindset for you to have at this point in your life. But I also think just getting rid of it or acting in spite of it is also a really, really hard thing to do. And so I see you just sitting with it, Three of Wands. Just sit with it. And I kind of feel like it's the world that's coming through on these ships out here, right? We can see the little ships in the water there. And this world is what's coming. And I see a lot of patience, right? Because we have this two Saturnian energies kind of showcasing themselves here in this reading. And the world turns over slowly. And the devil requires patience. But with the Three of Wands, patience you have. And sometimes we want to push ourselves. Sometimes we want to say, okay, well, I'm not ready, but I'm going to act anyway. I'm not ready, but I'm still going to jump in with both feet. Sometimes that's okay. And then other times it's like, nope, I'm not ready. I need to just be a little bit more patient. This is the kind of time where I think if you don't feel ready, you can just be patient, because I think the readiness is showing up in these cards. Knight of Coins. And maybe it's the turnover of the new year that you're kind of waiting for. We do have a number 21 card. So maybe you're waiting for something happening in 2021. Your destiny is kind of calling or kind of waiting. And I think you know that once we hit that, you know, kind of January, February mark, then you'll feel a lot more. I kind of like how he's even on a horse, because it's kind of a symbol of freedom, right? The horse. It's a symbol of mobility, freedom, movement. Of course, it's transportation as well. So, you know, there is this quality of movement that happens. Even though he's standing still, he has the option to pick up and go right away. But I don't think you're on the horse yet. Maybe that's what the world brings. The world brings the horse. It brings the vehicle for you to get on and move. The vehicle could be anything, as an opportunity, a new job, an influx of some cash, you know, some travel restrictions lifted, or whatever it is. Like, the vehicle is a metaphor for something else, okay? But I think that's what you're waiting for. And it will come. That's a guarantee that it will come. Yeah, Sandpiper's spirit, be playful. Yeah, why so serious? I do sense a tone, a very serious tone. Why so serious? It doesn't have to be. I think you might be, like I say, making it more extreme than it really needs to be. Life is supposed to be fun. In this this is kind of like an in the meantime, right? With the Saturnian energy sort of surrounding this. In the meantime, you can have fun. In the meantime, you can express your gratitude. In the meantime, you can create some cool stuff. You can learn to paint. You can start writing in your journal. You can go for walks. You can start learning yoga. In the meantime, have fun. In the meantime, enjoy this place. Reconnect with people that you love. Adjustments are required. Mentality adjustments, and maybe circumstantial adjustments. I think the beginning is to acknowledge if there are any limits that you're setting on yourself just based on, and I think at this juncture, at this point in our healing, I think you know that they're kind of silly. And I'm not trying to say that to sort of downplay any real traumas and any real healing that we all have our stuff, right? I totally get it. But with what you know about what you know, right? Why is it so different to know something versus acting in the things we know. Two totally different things. So I think what's happening is you're making an adjustment between knowing this stuff and living in the knowing, which is essentially the definition of wisdom. Wisdom is action-oriented. It's the implementation and practice of the things you know. So maybe that's what this is. It's the transition into the wisdom, the familiarization process, your new understanding of life, your new higher levels of awareness becoming a regular part of your regular life. So it can take time. Sure, it can take time. Nothing is yet set in stone. So there's like flexibility. When nothing is set in stone, then nothing is set in stone, which means any and all things are possible, depending on the decisions and the choices that you make today. Oh, look, be playful. And does my life have room for more pleasure and play? Okay, it's too serious here. It's too serious. It is absolutely 100% time for you to say, what can I do to have more fun today? Like every single day, ask yourself, what can I do for fun today? What can I do that's going to put a smile on my face? What can I do that's going to make me feel good? You know, is it eating a little bit more kind of, you know, foods that normally maybe you wouldn't eat? Is it enjoying the outdoors a little bit more than you normally do? You know, like if you're someone that goes to the gym so often, like maybe you don't work out on the weights. Maybe you go play basketball instead, you know, something like that. More fun and authority. So serious. Authority. There's a quality of wanting that power, that control. But this is self-control. Control over emotion, control over the mindset, control over the fear, and not letting those things impact you or dictate your actions. And maybe because you are hyper aware, that's the thing, is I think you are hyper aware of what's going on. You're hyper aware of what's happening in your mind, which is the hardest part. Like, you know, but then, you know, what are you going to do about it? So you're in a really, really good place. I don't want you to think that you're in the wrong place by any stretch of the imagination. You're in exactly the right place. And that this turnover is going to happen inevitably. The vehicle will come into your life inevitably. And your wisdom of just letting it happen when it needs to happen is just that's the play right now. Okay, that's the play. Cancer. You might be being a little bit protective. Let me grab a little bit of water here. Hold on. Okay, sorry. You might be being a little protective because I think there's a hypersensitivity with stuff. Maybe a little bit easily, we have Pisces on the other side of this. So a lot of water. And I just took a sip of water. Well, there you go. Got all this water energy showing up in your life, deep emotions. This could be a very raw and vulnerable time. You could feel very on edge. You could feel triggered really easily. You know? Don't stress if you're getting triggered. That's not a big deal. You can deal with that. That's why the authority card is really great. But the fluidity of water, the way it just sort of goes around the obstacles, the way that it just kind of lets things happen, that's what I'm sensing. I'm seeing you taking on a very watery existence right now. I'm not saying you have to be like a watery personality type. That's not what I mean. But when you behave in a watery fashion, in the same way that we have water pouring out here, and you can even kind of see the water sort of going in different directions as the angel is sort of pouring out the water. You know, we have the the multiple paths, adjustments, and nothing is set in stone. Which path are you going to go? What obstacles are going to show up? There's just a lot of unknowns, but there's a lot of flexibility to deal with the unknowns and the obstacles as well. Okay? Building blocks, kind of just one step at a time, one thing at a time, one action at a time. Please, please, please do not be hard on yourself right now. That is the wrong play. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be negative toward yourself. Don't berate yourself for anything. Give yourself grace, right? The star. Know that this is a part of the world turning over. Know that this is a part of the process of the vehicle coming to you, so that mobility and change and evolution can be so much easier and happen faster. It's a lot easier to go long distances on a horse than it is to walk with your own 2 feet, right? So let the horse, the vehicle, the opportunity, let it come. You'll know when it shows up. It'll happen next year. Right now, I think you're still kind of grappling with this a little bit, but have faith. This is a message of faith. And then we have, oh gosh, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? First of all, you will be supported. The horse is here. The horse is there. Okay, it's 100% in the cards. So you don't have to worry about that. That will show up. So if you can take on this more playful energy, right? I think like if you know you're going to be supported, you can take it less seriously. If you know it's going to work out, you don't have to be stressed. If you know it's going to work out, you can just have fun. So that's, I think, the basic, the most heavy message here is it's going to be fine. Enjoy the process. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon. Take care.